It's really nice to have you here. Like, I am so excited. And everyone here, welcome to Sharon Shines. As usual, we're shining together, shining through our stories, shining through the things that we have been through, and just sharing those journeys with one another. So today, I am so excited to welcome Sophia on this newly established channel.
Yeah.
And just to imagine that when we started this semester in the same class as strangers.
Did not see this
and
coming, I can assure you.
yeah, it's something that is just mind blowing. And to just come to each other and just you coming to me and be like, hi, my name is Sofia. And from then, it was a friendship that I really thank God for, that I'm so blessed to have you in my life and to hear your story. And just, it made me realize that just you sharing your journey and just sharing your dreams and just opening up and being vulnerable has inspired me so much, and it has inspired me to bring you on here and to make sure that the world will witness your light and witness everything that you have to share. So everybody, welcome my dearest friend. We traveled together to Tasmania and we had a moment. We had a time there.
Deep talks, guys. Deep talks.
Very deep talks, but anyways, Sophia, I'll give you the chance to introduce yourself.
Thank
Who are
you.
you? Where are you from? Um, what do we need to know?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm really proud of you, like the channel and all of the initiative that you're going through to share the stories, because I feel like coming here and doing my first semester abroad has been really inspiring, because you get to realize that we all come from different parts of the world and we're all different stories, but at the same time we all have similarities. You can really find yourself resonating with what other person is saying, even though they grew up in an entirely different context than yours. So yeah, let's see how this goes. My name is Sofia. I'm from Mexico City. I'm 21 years old. I was born to be a business girly. Like, it's literally in my blood and in my whole mindset. Everything that guides into a conversation, I'd be like, huh, that's a good idea for a business. But don't get me wrong, like, not in a capitalist kind of thing, more of like, we should do something with this idea, because I feel like everything is worth it, like there's always something that we can get out of something. And I feel like people are so creative with many things that they do, especially when it comes to relationships, because human relationships are so interesting and so important to me. Like, for example, this friendship, or my family, or becoming the girl that is living on the other side of the world with my friends and my family. I think I struggled a little with being independent and not being with them at the beginning. But yeah, I've been away from home for 4 or 5 months, and it's been really great just not feeling lonely, because I found people like you in my path.
That's so true. Just finding people like her just makes life much easier. Life abroad is not the easiest, and being away from family, I understand it's not the easiest thing that anyone can ever go through. And just meeting people and friends and making friendships like this, it changes everything. So as we were sharing, Sophia, we were talking about sort of like our different upbringings. I so my upbringing, wasn't exposed to like a lot of things, or my I would say my horizon was not that big.
Yeah.
So I had a smaller circle. I had an upbringing that was humble, that was pretty nice and good. I really appreciated, but it limited my dreams. I can tell you, for example, the first time I watched the television, I think I was 8, 9, or 10, I'm sure. And that first night, I could not sleep. But I remember few years down the line, my dreams became bigger. Like, I started dreaming of like a world that wasn't just the little world that I lived in, and how that changed even my dreams. I started from being like, okay, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher, to, okay, I can be a doctor. Yes, I can dream big, I can go study abroad, I can do all these things because of the things that I was I was being exposed to, and the people that were around me that I was meeting. I was starting to meet different people. So I would like you to go back and tell us more about like your upbringing, and the things that you used to dream about, and the things that you used to, you know, say this is where you see yourself, and how has that shifted to some extent. Yeah.
Well, I can really resonate with the cultural shock kind of thing that you're mentioning because I come from a third world country and Australia is like one of the most first world countries to say it somehow. A lot of cultural shocks while we are being here and just meeting people, talking to everyone. It's been really hard to not compare yourself. Like, why are these people having this and not me? Was it because of the chances and opportunities that they got and I didn't? I feel like that's really important when you start building your dreams because you need to be very brave. Like, for example, everything that you just said, like, oh, I have the chance to dream bigger. I have the chance to become a better person or a better profession or something like much, much different than what you see or what people tell you you should be. I feel it's very important that you need to be brave and have the courage to get out of your comfort zone. And speaking of the relationships that I was mentioning, it's very important to have a support system because yes, you can dream big and you can set yourself like into a bigger mindset or becoming like a bigger person, and whatever you want you can do if you put your heart and your soul into it. But if you don't have a support system, like if you don't have someone else believing in you, it's really hard because there's always like a moment of crisis, you know, when you're watching a movie and the hero is like sick or they get like into a big trouble or the villain comes or something like that. We all have that in our own way, in our own life. And if you don't have at least that one person, that one voice in your head saying, Sharon, get up, you can do it, this is just a bad moment. Or Sofia, you didn't, I don't know, pass the test correctly, but you can do it again, you can study harder. Like those are the little moments in life that really resonate with what you can go through. I think it's very important that you can learn how to do it yourself, even in the other side of the world or at house, because if you expand your horizon and your ambition, that would make you grow as a person.
Wow. Guys, I cannot stress enough how the support system that you were mentioning, that just having that one person that believes in you and having that support system that you can build around yourself, even wherever you find yourself, wherever you go, even if you move away from home and you go from one place to another, just having that support system and having that person that believes in your dreams and the things that you want to do. Anyway,
the big dreams.
The big dreams is very important. I want you to talk about the transition to studying abroad.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah.
How is it for you? Like, I know I am a study abroad girly since I don't know, and I've heard to deal with some moments and some things. But how was your journey? This was your first time moving away from home, and you're the youngest child. And
okay, well, it was a big transition for me, but conquering like a big dream. I have two older sisters, I'm the baby, and I'm always playing like the baby card. And I'm really close with my parents as well. They are one of my favorite people in the world. So I was around 18 in the middle of the pandemic when I decided I 100% wanted to take an abroad into Australia. And everyone was just always asking me like, oh, are you sure? Are you going to be eaten by spiders? Or please bring me like a kangaroo when you come back, or these kind of things. And there was nothing else for me to question. It was just like idea that popped into my head, and I didn't have the time or the skills to question it very much, like, ooh, how's it going to be, or what is it going to bring me, because everyone just romanticizes it so much, you know. Everyone is just like, oh, go abroad, study, it's a different opportunity, it'll look great on your curriculum and these kind of things. And I just went with it. But then I came and I realized that I have been dependent to my closest four familiar, and my world literally crumbled because I didn't know how to be like an independent girl, starting with something as basic as doing your own laundry or grocery shopping, adapting with the roommate dynamic, it was all so very new to me, and I tried to be strong, and I FaceTime with my mom, and I was like, yeah, everything is fine. But I remember it was on week 3 that I realized like I'm not doing well. I need to expand my feelings. I need to talk to someone about this. And I just started like trying to talk to as many people as possible, especially exchange students that were here in a semester, because I figure I don't have my mom, I don't have my dad, I don't have my dog, I don't have my sisters. I don't have this support system that I've been mentioning that is so important. So I need to build a new one. And I think that if you are genuine and respectful and loving with your community, you can find one and build one really easily. Lucky for me, and I think it's one of the tools that I want to mention because it's very, very helpful. I'm a big time extrovert. So yeah, I might play the baby card like, ooh, I'm a baby, please help me, and these kind of things in my groups or in my family. But I'm always like a big, big yapper and just chatting around with people. Yeah, I love getting to know you. If I ask you like, hey, how's your day? I don't want to hear like, oh, good, and you? No, tell me what time you went to the bathroom. How many times are you brushing your teeth? Do you have plans for tonight? Maybe you were craving chocolate, but then you bought a bag of popcorn. I don't know. I'm so interested in the details and in the stories that we all are and perceive, because they all have a lesson at the end of the day. And with these people that are going through the same things as you can find yourself into a stronger belief system. Like just, oh, I'm feeling this, maybe I'm homesick, maybe I'm lonely, but there are other people feeling lonely, and we can just support each other, find each other. Many people say abroad is about the academic, and of course it is. I used to be this big nerd that I thought I was better than everyone else, because in Mexico a lot of my friends take their abroad into Spain because of the partying, the dynamic, the language is so much easier. And I was like, oh, I'm going to a native English speaking country and I'm taking like all of these business classes and it's going to be amazing. And then I started traveling. So everyone was like, girl, I thought you were going for the studies. And I realized it's so much more. It's so fulfilling to balance your life, not only with the academic stuff, but you start traveling, you start meeting people, you need to find yourself, like even what do I want to do this weekend? Am I lazy? Do I want to cook? Should I meal prep? Should I not? I don't want to spend my money on this, but I have to do laundry, but there are a lot of things going on. Maybe I'll go shopping, but I don't have the money. Like, there are a lot of options, and I feel like one of the most magical moments is when you decide that you are already in the life that you chose to build. Like, that's such a big moment of realization when you just take a moment, breathe in. It can be like, I don't know, taking a test or in a park or eating a sandwich. It can be like in the most random moment of your life, but you go like, huh, I did it. I conquered the dream. I'm on the other side of the world. I'm independent. I have new friends. I connect with my family on the other side of the world. I think that it's a big journey, but it's totally worth it.
Just, yeah, taking that moment where you just realize that, it, at least for me, it'd be like, wow, I prayed for this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I am in the place where I was hoping and dreaming that I would get to that place, and to just see yourself and be like, wow, I'm here.
Yeah, all of the growth that you went through. I don't know if you had that type of moment, but it's like just the proudest thing you can feel.
I've heard those moments a lot, more than I should, but
Yeah.
I've heard all of them. And I think one thing that you mentioned about, like, even the study abroad experience, that you came for the studies. I'm sorry, but I came for the travel.
You were smarter than me.
I came.
She knew things.
I understood the abroad part more than the study.
Yeah.
Like, that the study part, it hit me that I was this close to failing my classes, that I was praying to God to be like, Lord, help me pass this class, that I forgot about the study. Not
Yeah.
like I forgot about it, but I wasn't,
It's not the priority.
it wasn't the priority. For me, I had put my New Year resolution as travel. You know,
Yeah.
travel the world. And I was like, what's the easiest way or the cheapest way to travel? I'm like, study abroad. There are opportunities for students to go study abroad. So let me use that. So I forgot the study part. And
As you should. As you
I
should.
said,
Like,
"As you should." But you mentioned something about balance.
Yeah.
that
It's
it,
very hard. I mentioned it like, oh yeah, balance. But finding yourself like in the balance of traveling and studying and making friends and deciding if you want to either go for a club on a Friday night or not, it's
yeah,
very hard. Like the balance is very important.
yeah, balance. Yeah, I wish we had an expert to tutor us on how to
Yeah.
balance things and choosing and prioritizing and stuff like that. But all the same, whatever experience that each one of us had, whether you focused on the studies, whether you focused on the travel, whether you found your balance and you found that ground where you said, okay, this is gonna be me, this is how I'm gonna do things, I'm gonna prioritize going out on a Tuesday night, I'm gonna prioritize, going to a church on a Sunday the whole day when you have an exam on a Monday or something like that. It looks different for everyone.
Yeah, and
but
it's
one
a different process.
yeah, it's a different process. But one thing that we have found that is so common with like studying abroad and experiencing different cultures is your perspective changes.
Yeah, literally, you expand your horizon, you grow as a person, and you realize that maybe the dreams and the ambitions that you had before doing the abroad totally disappeared, changed for me. You were mentioning like all the professions that you wanted to do when you were a kid. I used to be obsessed with the idea of becoming a singer. Like this is something I really, really like. It's maybe my extrovert part. That I really love all the performing things, like
Can't wait to
theater,
come to your
singing.
concert.
I used to tell people like, oh, if you want to hear like a dirty little secret of my own, I dream about having my own halftime show in the Super Bowl, But then I came abroad and I stopped taking my singing lessons, my singing classes because I decided like, I want to take a break from this, just like distance myself into what I am without this big passion that I claim to love and to become so much. And now I realize I don't want to become a professional singer. I like my privacy. I like having solo datings, like just going to a coffee shop and reading a book for 3 hours. And I couldn't do that if I become a singer. I'll lose my privacy or these kind of things. So you shape yourself into a different version. And then, for example, us were coming back home in less than a month. It's scary, just the fact of coming back. I'm afraid of how my social circles are going to react to me because maybe they changed the dynamic while I wasn't there, because the world doesn't stop if you go away, and that's really hard to understand as well. But I feel like the most important part is that they would be your support system at the end of the day if they are the true person that they are, and they are going to embrace this new version of yourself. They are going to be proud of all of the growth that you did, because it's not like you turn yourself into a whole different version of yourself. You only shape yourself into the biggest version that your future self can be.
It's true. That is true. Wow, you mentioned something that is very important that I have experienced since I am from Zimbabwe and I've I study abroad in the US and I'm studying abroad in Australia.
International student. Yes.
But one thing that I've noticed is when you study abroad, when we were talking about expanding your horizons and meeting different people, cultural exposure to different things, and basically your perspective or the way you see the world changes, or your dreams changes, or the way you see things start to change. And when you return to the circles or the places that you used to call home, they might feel foreign to you.
Yeah.
And
it's scary.
And that aspect that you mentioned, that you say that the world still moves on even when you move away. It's like the dynamics change, things change. You expect to be like, okay, maybe home will remain the same, but it has changed in ways that you don't even understand, and the ways that you cannot even explain. I think I have experienced that when I went back to Zimbabwe. When you're studying abroad, you are like, okay, I've gained different perspective. It's not like I've changed my core values, but my dreams have changed. How the way I see things have changed. Maybe I came back home and I'm like, you know what? I want to be in agriculture. I want to do farming. It's no longer about biochemistry. I've done it, and it's not what I want to do anymore. And just coming back to those circles with people that still have the same horizon and maneuvering those things, it can be hard. So I wish you all the best. That when you go home,
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna FaceTime. We're gonna record the FaceTime, and you guys will see like my whole depression and anxiety. Just
no,
it's a different process, guys.
You will not get into depression. I pray that you
Yeah.
won't.
No,
But
it's fun, the idea of coming back. I
Mm.
miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss home in general.
Mm.
Even though I made Australia another home. So at the end of the day, you just have to surround yourself with, as you said, the core values that you are. For example, for me, it's love, respect, and creativity. I feel like if you have three things in your life, it's very easy to just communicate with the person next to you, find yourself a community, find yourself to be in the right place. Yeah.
thank
So
you
we'll
so
just see how
much.
it goes. Thank you
We'll
for
see how
having
it-
me.
I am so excited for you and the things that you'll get to do. I know I've heard a little bit of a snippet into sort of like the dreams that you have and the things that you set yourself to do. But just as an encouragement to someone who's out there, who is watching this video, maybe they're planning to study abroad, maybe they're planning to learn something new out there. What do you leave with someone who's out there who is a student like us, or they are older than us and they are looking into life and they are looking into I don't know, meeting new people, new things? What do you leave with them?
I feel like you only have to take the step whenever you are scared, whenever you're feeling unprepared, but do it. You know, it's a phrase that we caught on our Tasmania trip. Do it with fear, but do it. Because at the end of the day, it's never going to be like a perfect moment. There's always a lot going on. There's always an excuse not to do something. But if an idea has been stuck in your mind, in your heart, in your whole system for a while, it means that you may be destined to do it. So I say just go and chase that, because it can be like a new passion. It can be your whole future. It can bring you the love of your life in a friendly, romantic, or familiar aspect. And I don't know, many things change. I think life is full of many magical moments. And if you get stuck in the same place, the same time, the same activities, maybe it's good. Some people like the routine, but you know, just adding like a little spice, a little chili in your life, I think that would be like the best thing you can ever choose to do.
That's so true. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom. Do it while scared. This is me doing it while I'm scared, guys, because I have no clue what I'm doing, but just having people like you that are willing to say, you know what, I'm here for you and I'm here to support you on this journey. We just met, but we're just gonna do it together. Even our trip that you were saying, that one biggest thing that came up on our trip was do it anyways. You're never gonna have the perfect moment to do it. And I feel like we had a good experience on that.
Yeah.
We traveled to Tasmania. Wrong time, guys.
It was
But-
so cloudy.
But it was, I would say, perfect place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But either way, we had magical moments and we had the best trip
Yeah, it was still a
that-
great time.
we could ever have during that time. So if we had postponed or had cancelled something, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. It all
So-
leads to one perfect moment or one person, like a real relation. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very important to understand that there are things in life that you cannot control. They are out of any planning that you could ever possibly imagine. And it's okay. Just adapt yourself, be flexible to changes, embrace them, because at the end of the day, they are part of the whole experience.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is true. Thank you so much, Sofia. I'm so
thank you.
excited.
Yeah. Do it anyway, guys. You're amazing.
Do it anyways. Here's our shameless plug. As one of my friends used to say, that it's shameless plug. Do it anyways. Just do it. Just travel. Just pick up your bags, pack your bags, expand that horizon. If you can go, if you have the opportunity to apply to something, apply yourself to it. If you have the opportunity to just click a button and provide your information and send it out there, your resume, your application form, apply. You never know where it will get you. Like some of us just applied.
Yeah. And it gets you
And
places, it gets you to know the whole world eventually.
so, stay shining as always. This is a channel
That's so
that
cute.
we will always bring stories of people that are shining out in the world. She's an example of that. She's someone that just
And you are too.
came into my life as a
Oh.
light. And I was like, wow, this girl shines wherever she is. And
Thank you.
I have learned a lot from you, and I'm grateful. So grateful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thankful for you.
Yay.